What's going on, guys? In today's video, we are going to be looking at a case study at one of my online VIP clients who was able to make a really good transformation over around 8 months. And I'm going to talk you through step by step what we did, what kind of calories we were following, how much protein he was eating, the amount of steps he was doing per day, his training program. So we'll go through all of it on a monthly basis just to show you how he was able to achieve this look from going quite chubby to quite shredded over 8 months. So to begin with, his starting stats, he's 32 years old. His height is 172 centimeters. His starting weight was 81.8 kg. Starting body fat percentage using the US Navy method was 20.5%. The US Navy method isn't the most accurate, however, it was quick and easy for us to measure this and keep it consistent throughout the whole 8 months, okay? Whatever method you use, make sure it's consistent. You want to be taking your measurements, your weight, etc. in the same conditions every day, every week, however you do it. Now, what we were doing is we were monitoring 5 things daily. His weight was monitored every single day, the amount of calories he ate, and he logged this using MyFitnessPal. How much protein he ate, he got that from MyFitnessPal. How many steps he done, and also how much sleep he was getting. All right, so those are the 5 things we were monitoring daily, and we were doing a weekly check-in with his measurements. So he'll measure himself up, take his body fat percent weekly, and we'll make the adjustments if we needed to on a weekly basis. Now, to begin with, we were doing 5 workouts per week. He only had dumbbells and resistance bands because it was lockdown, all the gyms were closed. That was the equipment he had. So we were doing legs, push, pull. Then we did a lower body and an upper body. So 5 workouts a week. Pretty flexible on what days he was able to do the workouts. He had 7 days to do it. He was working shift work, so he just done it whenever it allowed him to do it. But just made sure he got those 5 workouts a week. Each workout was around 45 minutes to an hour. Steps, we set them at 15,000 steps initially. And then I calculated his calories in the beginning for around 1900 calories per day with 165 grams of protein. So that was his kind of starting point. And in the first 4 weeks, he was able to lose around 2.7 kg. And his body fat percent went down from 20.5% down to 19%. At this point, we did reduce his calories from 1900 to around 1700. And his protein did go up from 165 grams a day to around 180 grams a day. And his steps went to 20,000 steps. At this point, we were doing some HIIT cardio as well. However, he started to get a few injuries, so we just completely stopped the HIIT cardio and we had to work around his injuries a little bit. So the first few weeks, there was a bit of a kind of teething problem, but once we got around it, really made some good progress. So from month 2 to month 3, he was able to drop 3.3 kg. So this was his biggest weight drop, was from month 2 to month 3. And it went from 79.1 kg down to 75.8. Body fat percent went down by around 3% from month 2 to month 3 as well. So this was a really good month. His calories, I think because we lowered them, it was a bit more of an aggressive deficit. So he was able to lose more body fat at a faster rate. Calories of 1700, protein 180 grams. But because of the injury he had, his steps went down to 8,000 steps on average per day. Then from month 3 to month 4, he dropped a further 2.1 kg and his body fat percent reduced from 15.9% down to 14.2%. Calories, we dropped slightly again to 1650, so we dropped it from 1700 to 1650, and protein remained at 180 grams a day, and his steps started to increase a bit to 10,000 steps. Then at this point, he got some new gym equipment, so he bought a rack, he bought a barbell, some weights, some kettlebells. So we were really able now to change his training program. We followed the same routine with the legs, push, pull, lower, upper, but we were able to add more exercises like bench presses, bent over rows, barbell squats, so deadlifts. So we were able to really improve his training because of the more variety of equipment. So 10,000 steps. We've then started to increase his steps now to 15,000 from month 5 to month 6, and his weight dropped a further 1.5 kg. Body fat percent also reduced from 13.8 down to 11.6%. Calories and protein were about the same during month 6. But then we started to we introduced some creatine monohydrate. So this supplement was really good for kind of helping you develop more muscle. And when we look at his photos, he was getting, like in the beginning, it was more about just losing the body fat and maintaining his muscle. But at this point now, I could really start seeing his muscles develop, some shape taking place, and we weren't so concerned now because a lot of the body fat had been lost and he started to look a bit more skinnier. Now it was about building muscle. So I wasn't really concerned if his weight didn't go up or down or stayed around the same. We were looking at more the body fat percentage and the look. So the pictures were really key. We were taking pictures weekly, and we were making sure that, you know, he was getting like leaner and leaner. And definitely from the pictures, I could see there were some visual improvements. So from month 6 to month 7, he actually put on around half a kg. So it went from 71.6 to 72.1 kg. But it was definitely muscle that was getting added. Body fat percent went from 11.6% down to 10.3%. So he was losing fat but building muscle. Hence why his weight actually went up a little bit, which is completely fine. And then we wanted to really get that kind of stubborn fat off. So we reduced his calories to around 1550, and his protein was staying quite high, 190 grams a day with 15,000 steps. And then finally, in the last 4 weeks, we went very aggressive, took his calories down to 1,450 calories. His weight dropped from 72.1 down to 70.2, so the 1.9 kg drop in the final 4 weeks. Body fat percent went from 10.3% down to 9.8%. Protein, because we dropped the calories, the protein dropped slightly to 180 grams. Steps remained around 15,000 steps a day. There were some days where he was getting around 20,000 steps as well. So this is where we ended up at 1450 calories. Now these calories are low, and the next steps are to increase the calories, to reverse diet, and to build more muscle. And then you can really start increasing your calories. Hopefully we can get them up to, you know, over 2,000, up to 3,000 calories without putting on much body fat and keeping a lot of muscle and building muscle. So this is what it took us 8 months. And this is still only like halfway, because we've lost the body fat, started developing muscle, but now it's about kind of maintaining that and maintaining the muscle and getting stronger and eating more food. Okay, you don't want to be on low calories forever. That shouldn't be the plan. You should have an after plan for once you do get lean. What do you do next? That's really important. So that's where we're going to do our reverse diet and increase the calories slowly. So overall, he dropped 11.6 kg over the 8 months, and he lost around 10.7% of, so his body fat went down about 10.7%. Right, so there's really good results. So I thought I'd make this video just to go step by step, kind of show you what's needed. Now, if you guys are interested in signing up with me, I do online training, and also I do one-to-one training based in Slough. Go onto my website, look at all the details on that, click the application form, and then you can apply. But yeah, overall, very good result, very happy with this. And it's one of those things where I do think that accountability is key. Because Coolji only signed up initially for 12 weeks. But when we got to 12 weeks, he went from like, you know, kind of chubby to a little bit skinny fat. He had lost a lot, however, it wasn't enough, you know. We wanted a different kind of look, and you're not going to achieve that look just in 12 weeks. And depending on your starting point, you know, I would say give yourself a solid year. We had kind of scheduled 1 year of online training. However, we've done it in 8 months, so it was really good, and he was very pleased with the results. And now it's just about continuing with that progress. And on the way, Coolji learned a lot. That was the main thing, is to educate him, to really teach him about calories and macros and how you can use them, manipulate them to your advantage, and making sure that, you know, we're using stuff like calorie cycling. If he had a big weekend, lower calories during the week, higher calories on the weekend, so he's still able to enjoy himself. And just learning these methods as we go. And it's one of those things, you've got to do it. If you don't do it yourself, you're not going to know what it feels like. But yeah, really happy with this. So please like, share and subscribe, and I'll be doing more videos soon. Thanks.